Yeah, I think Steve did a good job with depth, being tested probably a little more than we want this early. But with that said, I don't care who you are. You have three of your top six, arguably two of your top three out. It's going to challenge your depth, but we still have a winnable roster, which is exciting, and we see it like that. So that's a positive. I think he's, yeah, I think just keep managing his game. You can see even last game out, he managed his game a little better. We want him to take what's given offensively, and if there's room, there's time and space, there's time for a clean entry, gaining middle ice, of course. But what he has in his game that I think he's working on is reading that type of play. He tries to force it, ends up being some turnovers in some dangerous areas. I even think last game he managed his game good. So there's some good signs there. He'll still get opportunity with some really good players, get some power play time. And again, it's tough. I didn't like sitting him out those first two games because it could have been five or six guys on the outside looking in. It happened to be him. And then I like the fact he got his feet wet the other night, and I think it'll go well for him forward. Opportunity again tomorrow. Yeah, I wouldn't say replacing him yet. I don't know. We kind of flipped them. If you were at practice the other day, they were flipped. I think you'll see different looks in the top six. Those guys will get some time post power play, just the way the lines are going to flow. So I think we trust many guys in different roles, in different situations, um, especially now with, when you talked about, three of our top six out. I think you see different guys moving up and down throughout the lineup within a practice week, within preparation, and even so within a game. Who's that? Yeah. I mean, the one thing with Dominic, I probably didn't give him enough credit for is his ability to skate. Competing against him, even the American Hockey League, obviously the National Hockey League last few years, he's a shooter, he's a finisher, but he's helped his 5-on-5 game because he's skating, he's getting above, he's keeping plays alive on the forecheck. He's turning tracks into offense because he's skating. So there's a perfect example of a guy that he plays in the bottom of our lineup a week ago, and now he's seeing some top six time again. That's the luxury of some depth we have that we just haven't had in the past. No, no, we're very comfortable right now. We're with 12-7, but Osterley has the ability to do both. I'd be comfortable with this group with an 11-7 also. I think this lineup sets up the 11-7, the exact reasons we talked about. Guys can play up and down the lineup and have different looks. So, yeah, we're comfortable with the 19 guys we have going forward with.
Derek, you said after last game there's a few things obviously you want to clean up defensively with your left back goal. But in general, are you pleased with sort of the commitment, the attitude the players have towards how you want to play defense?
Commitment, attitude, perfect words to use. You know, it ended up in the back of our net from breakdowns the other night. It's a couple breakdowns in the track, a couple breakdowns in their D zone coverage, and unfortunately ended up in the back of the net. Now, with that said, our commitment to defending, getting above, blocking shots, it's pretty evident. You don't have to be a trained hockey eye to see that we're doing those things. And so far, we've been rewarded for it with a pretty good start. But with that said, it's really hard to do that every night. And that's going to be a challenge for this team. I think we did as a coaching staff, we tried to put them in a little better situation to succeed in that we were exact on hands. And what I mean by that is, we had the two one-timers. If it goes downhill on one side, you have an open stick in the middle of the ice and on the back side of it. So it's very similar lineup. We'll trust different guys in different looks. Um, we have depth where, we probably feel like we can go 10, 12 deep on the power play. Where I know last year probably felt like you kind of had 1.5 power play units maybe, but I think there's some depth there. We're working through that also. We want guys to succeed. We also want to hold guys a little bit more accountable on the power play. If they're not doing what we ask of them, or if they're not executing, then we'll give some other guys an opportunity and a look.
The NHL put out their reverse retro jerseys today. Have you had a chance to see the Red Wings jersey, and what are your thoughts?
I loved them. I know I got to actually first thing you guys want to maybe see it in person. You guys will be like. I think they're awesome. I think they're classy. They pop. You see my wardrobe though. I'm pretty easy with. I don't know if I'm the expert on it, but I thought they were awesome.
Did you and Steve have a conversation about calling somebody up, or was it pretty much decided?
Yeah, no. Immediately when Bertuzzi and Jacob basically went out of our lineup at the same time, it put us right at 12-7, and it was an easy conversation. We're comfortable with this right now. Obviously, GR being so close, if something happens and we need to pull some, we will. But for the meantime, we're comfortable where our lineup's at. No, good find there, boy. He's his first practice where he was out of the orange non-contact jersey, so he's still some time away, but he's working his way. Typical of that process. Get some practice, some time in contact. We'll amp that up probably, maybe even towards the weekend and next week, where we'll bump him a little more, and then hopefully he'll be available to us sooner than later. Yeah, I think Fabry's right on track from what we anticipated, and you can see with his skates and the injury skate, those have also picked up. He's in great spirits. I asked Fabs to be around a lot, even though he was unavailable to us, and he's done that because I still think he's a big part of what we're doing, and we're trying to implement him and help our leadership out too. So he's been good, and it's been great having him around. Yeah, I think that's good to get scoring throughout, even from our D core. We spread it around like that, and that's a good sign. And of all the things we were excited about and had some optimism going into the season, depth was one of them. And so far, it's only 3 games, but that depth has certainly helped us.
As a coach, that next man up mentality, is that something that you guys can really preach, or is that something that really is instilled with these guys coming into it?
Well, we're obviously going to preach it. And again, I just you're going to hit adversity in different ways early on, and everyone in this league is going to go through injuries, even worse than we are going right now. We just happen to be going through it on the front end of the season. But again, the positive is, I obviously was not here last year, but if this team would have went through 3 of their top 6, 2 of their first line guys go down, I don't think they had much of a chance. And I think that is the luxury we're having with more depth.